Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Insider, the first episode of Season 6. My guest today needs no introduction, so I'm not going to give him one. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Dani DaOrtiz. Dani, how are you this evening?
Sharara, I am very, very well.
Well, thank you
And
very
you?
I'm good, thank you. But it's a very short show. A very short show, so we must just do questions, nothing nice to each other, okay?
Great.
What is your magic origin story? You have 47 seconds.
The resume is Juan Tamariz.
Okay.
This is true because when I was 4 years old, my family is meeting to see Juan Tamariz every week in the TV program. Only one TV program this time in Spain, and I was fascinating. I understand nothing because I was 4 years old, but my family always tell me every time you see Juan, you was fascinating, and I say, okay, this is the origin of all my life.
That's a good start. Better than I got a magic set for Christmas or something. Juan is the best start you can have. Now, I remember when I first saw you was when Andy and Josh brought you over to the session in 2012. And you did the same show for a small group of about 40 or 50 people. We all had tickets. I had never felt more like a layperson in my life. I'm 50 this year. I got Royal Road to Card Magic when I was 11. So almost 40 years of being interested in magic. Now, I wasn't just fooled. I had no idea what on earth was going on. Back then, when you were not so well known to magicians, how did it feel slaying room after room of magicians? Was it something that you enjoyed?
Yeah, but I think now it's exactly the same because my mission is not to fool magicians. My mission is to make the magician haven't idea what is happening. My propose is the magician feel the magic, and the
Yeah.
magician don't tell me, "Wow, this technique is very good. This another technique is unbelievable." No, my mission is the magician don't know how. This is my mission. Now is every time it's more difficult because every time the people know me more and more and more.
Mm-hmm.
But this is good for me because this force to me, I am forcing to myself for to make a new technique, new trick, new ideas. Because my public is the layman, of course,
Yeah, of
but
course.
layman for me is very easy because
Mm.
layman don't know nothing about me, the technique, the magic. For me, it's more fascinating and it's more emotional to try to fool, not fool really, to surprise magicians. And this is what I love. And this is why I am every time thinking, every time making new thing, every time, because magician is my life. Magic is
Sure.
my life, magician is my family.
Yeah. No, good. Well, your mission is successful. Because you're right, I didn't even know where to begin with technique. I just felt like that was magic. So, yeah.
But you know what? Why? Because my style is different, no better and worse. It's different because I want to surprise magicians. Uh, for me, it's not possible to do Ainsley count, a scanner
Mm,
spread, or I do. No, I don't do. I do, but I don't do usually because if I do a double leaf, or if I do a scanner spread, or I do Ainsley count, the magician know what I am doing.
yeah.
And for me, it's difficult to. If I want the magician tell me your technique is unbelievable, okay, I do palming, double leaf, and I show you
Mm.
what I am doing. But I don't want that. I want the magician when watch me say I don't know how, and this is why my style is more psychology things because the magician is not very associated to the psychology. It's associated to the technical, but
Yes,
not
yes.
psychology. And this way for me is easier.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I love the technique. The
of
problem is I
course.
can't do many times, but I love.
Yes. I, I then brought my wife to see you at International Magic many years ago, where all the close-up magicians were downstairs in a bar, many different close-up magicians, and you were sat with some long tables. And I was speaking to her before I said I was interviewing you today, and she said that she loved you because she said it was like you were just sitting down with friends having a conversation. Is that something that you do deliberately? Is that something that you aim for, to have this very relaxed conversational style?
This is the secret. This is the real secret. This is more important than the technique. Leonard Green, another of my master, tell me your smile. Smile is the name, Javi? Smile, no? Sonrisa. Your smile is the best investment, no? The people need to feel you are happy, but not because you simulate to be happy, because really you are happy. I do magic for persons. I don't do magic for machines. I do magic for person. Then I need to be one more person. The people know when you are happy. The people feel when it's your passion. It's not my work. It's my passion. I am lucky man because my passion is also my work.
Of course.
But the more important thing is the people need to feel this is your passion, and the people need to feel it's inside your passion. When the people feel is a very big important part than what you are doing, the people feel it's special. Okay. Then when I try to do any psychology force, it's very easy. When I try to do anything with the people, it's very easy if the people feel it's a very big part of what you are doing. This is not a conflict between what I am doing and you like a spectator. When I say, for example, thinking any car, you thinking any car, you tell me stop and your car is there. Sure, because I am God. So you are making a conflict. And if you are making a conflict, the spectator want to win. Okay? In my style, no. In my style, I say, I don't know how, it's your life, I don't care. I am very far from the secret. I am very far from the secret. I am more like a spectator than like a magician.
Yes.
And because I don't make conflict, no one wants to win. Okay? Always I say, what I do is a teamwork. This is a teamwork. I guess a card because another spectator take a card. If one spectator don't take a card, it's not possible I guess what is the card.
Of
this
course.
is a teamwork. In the level of the ¿cómo se dice arrogante, Javi? In the level of the when you say I am God, okay, the people don't like that. Because if you are God, it's because I am less than you. Okay? And I don't like that. I don't like that. I like when the people feel this is a teamwork. Okay? And this is what I try to feel. But I try to feel not because this is my script. I try to feel because this is what I learned from my teachers, from Leonard Green and from Juan Tamariz. This is the best lesson they can teach me. And this is what I try to give to the community. The magic is for enjoy.
Of course, of course. What to you sums up the Spanish school?
But the Spanish school is I don't know exactly, because of course I know what is a Spanish school resume. The Spanish school resume is the structure, no, the structure of the magic. This is the. But when I ask, for example, to Juan Tamariz, what is your school? Juan Tamariz learned from Slidini and from Vernon and from maybe a little from Fred Capps, okay? But Juan Tamariz never tell me, my school is American school, or my school is the... No, for me, a school is not a country. For me, a school is persons, okay? For me, the Spanish school is Juan Tamariz, is Luis Garcia, is Gaby Pareras, and Arturo Ascanio. This is the school. But also, my school is Leonard Green, and Leonard Green is from Sweden. For me, my concept of magic, my style of magic, is a mix of influence of a persons, no influence of a countries. Because Spanish school is very, very important, but if we look inside a Spanish school, and for example, we see Arturo Ascanio, we can see a very big influence from Verno, or we can see a very big influence from Fred Capps, or we can see a very big influence from another artist. So for me, the more important is the persons, okay? But what resume the Spanish school, okay, is the structure. For a long year, master like Arturo Ascanio or Juan Tamariz put all the focus in the structure, in the motion, in the sensation, in the structure of the trick, in the structure of the sessions. For example, if we talk about Juan Tamariz or we talk about Arturo Ascanio, we are talking about completely different point of view, but with a single focus, a spectator, the experience of the spectator. This is the more important thing. Then, depend how you see the Spanish school from the Arturo Ascanio point of view, from Gaby Parera's point of view, from Luis Garcia point of view, from Juan Tamariz point of view, you have one answer or another answer.
Fair.
But everything, the resume of everything is the construction. I think this is the word. Construction of magic, construction of session, construction of trick. When I talk about construction, I am talking about the experience of the spectator. When we are talking, if we see from Tamariz, we see emotion, sensation, memories. If we see from Arturo Ascanio, it's more technical. If we see, have different point of view.
What are some lessons that you learned from Juan Tamariz that you could share with us?
The best lesson from Juan is no magic lesson. It's the magic is not a work. The magic is a passion. You need to feel what you are doing. This is enjoy. This also I learned that from Leonard Green. The magic is a toy. The magic is a toy, and you are a children. This is the more important thing. You are a children playing with another children. This is the more important thing. The magic is for persons. It's not for public. It's not for audience. It's not for TV. It's for persons. And you need to think in persons. You need to feel how the person is watching the magic, not how big you are doing the magic. No, because this is only your point of view, but no, it's not from a person point of view. You need to learn to see the magic from a spectator's point of view, because the more important is not your experience. The more important is the experience of the spectator, because your experience, like a magician, depends of the experience of the spectator. Okay, I feel very, very good when I feel a spectator are very, very good. Then is when I feel like, wow, I do a very good work. Okay. If I only do a hard trick with a hard technique, like an assembly or something like so, and every time I say, "Whoa, I do very well. I do very well. I am the best. I do good. Wow, look. I feel I am God." But what feel the spectator? Magic is communication. Magic is not a puzzler for you. Magic is communication. It's possible you do the worst trick in the historical magic, and the people feel this is great. Not because the trick, because the magician. The magician is the communicator. The magician is the person. And we are talking about persons, magician and spectators. This is the more important thing.
Okay, so...
And I learned that from you know, Tamariz always say, he learned from Fraxon, magic is like ¿cómo se dice hacer el amor? Making love with the public. You sharing your love and you receive the love of the public. This is what Tamariz said. And I think is true. You know what is the best? The spectator can tell me after my show. The best one spectator can tell me after the show is not, your trick is unbelievable. This trick, the open trial or the trick with the foot or the is unbelievable. No, I don't care that. The best the spectator can tell me is, I feel you enjoy when you do that. This is the best. When the people tell me that, I say, wow, if you feel that, it's a very good work. It's well done.
So, how can people listening start to do that? How can they start to see the trick as the spectator? Because we're here, we have the technique, we know that we're going to do that palm or that shuffle or whatever, psychological force, doesn't matter. How do you, so you've got your 10-minute set of close-up magic, how do you begin to see that as a spectator? That sounds difficult.
This is very difficult to answer because this is a concept. This is not a technique, physical technique you can learn. Because the problem of the magician, like every artist, like every person, of course, is when I need to do a trick, it's very important the technique of this trick. And then this is the first thing the magician think. I want to do this trick very well. But to see the magic from a spectator point of view, if to understand what the spectator is feeling, what the brain of the spectator is watching, what information we are making, because the information go to the brain through the sense, what you watch, what you listen, what you touch, and the brain make an interpretation about the spectator think you are doing, okay? But this information is not what you are doing. This information is what the spectator think you are doing, what the spectator feel we are doing. Then we are talking about sensation. We are talking about emotion. It's not important what you are doing. The important is what information you give to the spectator for the spectator make the interpretation what you are doing. For that is I can in every of my lectures, in every of my seminar, in this masterclass I do. This is the message I want. Doesn't matter what we are talking. Always the message is the same. My concept of magic is the experience of the spectator. And when I talk about memory, when I talk about emotion, when I talk about sensation, when I talk about anything what I talk about, I will talk about to see the magic from a spectator point of view. For example, if I do any card, any number, or if I do a triumph, or if I do any trick where I don't touch the deck, okay? This is not possible. I need to touch the deck. But if the spectator remember you don't touch, or the spectator don't know if you touch or not, or the spectator feel you never touch, is three different things. But these three different things depend of you. Okay? And the more important is the spectator don't feel you touch the deck. Because I touch, but if I don't remember, the trick is not good. If I don't know, the trick is not good. But if I promise you never touch, the trick is unbelievable. But this is not depend if I touch or not. That's depend how I manipulate your memory, how I manipulate your sensation, how I manipulate your emotions. This depend of that. Don't depend of a double leaf. Don't depend of a palming. Don't depend on answer count. No, depend of your experience like a spectator. For that, I can talk about many weapons, like a naturality, like a delayed memory, like a many things. It's not possible to answer here because I need many hours. But this is a little how, or what is when I say we need to see magic from a spectator point of view. Because my experience, if I need to do the double leaf very good, the experience of the spectator is they need to feel I never touched the deck. And this is a little more than a double leaf.
Yeah.
More or less is that. It's difficult to answer in 1 minute.
Of course. No, I realise. Dani, your approaches to forcing are really groundbreaking. What are some common mistakes that you think people make when trying to force something?
Interpretate the force. The force is not possible to interpretate. The force need, like any technique, need to be in your muscle memory. But this is normal to interpretate. If you read any of my book or you see any of my DVD or any lecture, or the problem is you do that like I do that. Okay, if you learn because you see me, you do exactly how I explain. This is error and no error. It's no error because, for example, I learned from Leonard Green. I learned many things about chaos from Leonard Green. Okay, Leonard Green can explain me many techniques about chaos, many situations, many concepts, many shuffle, many techniques, many things. But in the moment when I copy to Leonard Green, is when I start to understand Leonard Green. Because I stop in the error that Leonard Green stopped many years before me. I stop in many situations that Leonard is not possible to explain me because he's in his muscle memory. He don't remember that. He don't feel this is possible happens. Only when I copy Leonard 30 years ago is when I am working in the same way than Leonard. Then, because I am working the same way, I find the same situation. And it's when I start to understand Leonard Green. So when the people copy me, it's a very good way. This is what you need to do. But don't stop there. Don't stop in the way. You need to continue walking. Now, when you understand me, you need to start to understand why this is happening. And every time, every step, my technique need to be yours. Every technique need to be yours. You need to assimilate. You need to understand how it's working. And every time is your. Every time is your. Every step is a little more your. Arturo Ascanio always said, and I think Arturo Ascanio said because Dai Vernon said, was the good technique is this technique, what you practice, and when you know, you forget. Because now it's in your muscle memory. Now it's working alone. It's how when you are driving, you don't need to think what you need to do in every moment. Your body knows. This is what you need to do with the technique. This is what you need to do with the magic, okay? But some person need to teach you how you need to drive a car, okay? But when I copy this person, because this person is who teach me, now every time I take my error, I take my style, because now I know to driving, and every time I am driving, little by little, day by day, I am more relaxed, because every day I am more me. This is what you need to do with the technique. This is what you need to do with the magic. This is what you need to do with my magic and with any magic. Because for many years, I was Juan Tamarit. For many years, I was Leonard Green. And for many years, I was exactly a copy of the people I love. Okay? Then, if one person tell me, one guy in China is doing exactly like you, is a copy of you, and he's very, very bad. I say, no, he is not very bad. He's working for the good way because he need to do exactly what I do for understand what I do. Because when I do a DVD, when I write a book, I forget to explain you many, many things because it's inside my muscle memory. But this thing I forget to explain you find if you work in the same way. Yeah. And this is why to copy is very, very important. And what is the error of the psychology forcing? Exactly the same error than any technique. If you do exactly like me. Because if you do exactly like me, you are interpreting, no, ¿cómo se dice? Interpreting my technique. Is error, but not in the beginning. Because in the beginning, you need to copy for understand. Then it's no error.
Very good.
It's a way. It's only a way. It's no error.
I read recently somebody had bought some of Tommy Cooper's working scripts, and he was surprised to see that every single thing that Cooper did was noted. Every eyebrow movement, everything was he planned and thought out. Now, you look like everything is just sort of happening around you, but how much is planned and thought out? Are you like Tommy Cooper? Is every eyebrow raise thought about in advance, or how much do you live in the moment?
I think for me, it's exactly the same. When I say I love to improvise, this is improvisation, it's not true. It's true and not true. I remember, I think it was Jeff McBride who told me, Danny, you need to start to say nothing is improvised. Everything is under control. Because the problem is when I say, I love to improvise, everything is improvisation, I love to just magic, I love to... The problem of that is the people that follow me have a... If don't know me very well, the people say, okay, no, I take one deck and I do a show like Danny, because I love Danny and I do like him, very improvised, and the show is a shit. The show is a shit because when I say I improvise, it's true, I improvise, but what I do 100 times before like a minimum. I never make. I improvise, but I never make. For example, I can do a show where I don't know what I do, okay? But I know what is the structure of the show. I know in the beginning I need to do a fast trick. In the second, I need to do a trick where I can sharing emotion with the spectator. The third trick, I need to do one trick when I need to be a stand-up to make the sensation of everybody. The fight trick, I need to do a trick front on the table, a stand-up. I need to do, this is an example only. This is not what I do, it's example. So I know what is the structure. What trick is the less? Because in the moment I need to do a standard trick, when I search in my memory a standard trick, I know hundreds of standard trick. I can search one trick exactly for this moment. Then I improvise. No, I don't know what I do, but I don't improvise. What I do 100 times, but I don't improvise. I improvise and no improvise. I improvise. This is like if you go to fishing, okay? You go to fishing with a river, okay? The experience is the fish. If you have no fish, it's not possible fishing. This is what I do. My fish is the experience. For me, it's very easy to do a trick with a card with coin. I don't know. With coin, I don't know. I know some trick, but it's not possible to do a show with coin. But with card, yeah, all my life the deck is in my hands. Tell me one trick in 30 seconds. I give you a version because it's normal. I live with the deck in my hands. Okay, with coin, I don't know. In a stage, I don't know. But for me, it's very easy because this is my life. Then you improvise, yes and no. I think the exactly words is spontaneous. This is exactly word. Okay, I don't know what I do. Everything is very spontaneous, but no improvise. Because
Good.
I don't know what I do, but I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
No, this is the difference.
You release an awful lot of material. It seems like you're continually coming up with new ideas. What's your creative process?
For me, it's very, very easy. You know why? Because my technique don't depend of a physical thing. My technique is a concept. When it's possible, one technical magician, if he's talking with another technical magician, is talking about overleaf, is talking about a falschaffer, is talking about, but the technique is very limited. Okay, if I talking about the double leaf is only for to change one card for another. Okay, of course you have many things you can do with that, but my technique is not only the physical thing. My technique is psychology thing. When I talk about memory, okay, this is a technique is valid for hundreds of tricks. If for me it's possible to remove one memory, what you can do? You can do, or for example, if I give you one physical card, and this physical card in a few seconds later is a thinking card, because I am using a psychology method, this is the open a door for hundreds of tricks. Then, because my technique is more conceptual than physical, for me it's very easy to arrive into a new tricks, because my technique is more conceptual. It's no more. Of course, I need to do physical because I need to do something, but it's more conceptual. It's no physical. If one magician tell me you only can do trick with a double leaf, then it's very limited. But if you tell me you only can do trick with a thinking card, wow, I can do hundreds of trick. Okay.
Yeah.
If the thinking card is not thinking any card, the thinking card is to play with the memory, to play with the sensation. The spectator take a card, but the spectator believe he think a card, because it's more conceptual than I don't know if you understand me, but
I do understand you perfectly.
This is why it's very easy for me to make a trick, because the secret of my trick is not the technique. The technique is the essence. The technique is the something I need to do. But to think from a spectator point of view is the real secret. And this is conceptual thing. And when you are playing with conceptual thing, you are open door for to do anything, anything you want.
Yeah. Why is chaos so interesting to you?
Chaos is for me, it's one of my weapons, and this is the bigger part I learned from Leonard Grimm. But chaos psychologically is unbelievable, because chaos is synonymous, is like a no control, right? chaos is no control. If the spectator is feeling chaos, the spectator feel this situation is not under your control. If the spectator think this situation is not under your control, a spectator every time is far than the secret, than the technique. A spectator every time, but chaos, I have a talk about chaos, it's a few hours talking about chaos, because chaos is very, very important thing. Chaos is not ambiguity. Chaos is no confusion, okay? Because if you do a chaotic trick, the chaotic trick need to be very clear. A spectator need to understand what is happening. Because if the spectator don't understand the trick, the spectator don't understand, the spectator don't feel. If spectator don't feel, don't exist the magic, okay? Then, for me, chaos is like a technique for to make sensation in the spectator, for to make, but chaos is very difficult to handle the chaos, because with chaos it's very easy to make ambiguity. It's very easy to make confusion. And like Dai Vernon said, the confusion is no magic. The spectator need to feel the magic. The spectator, for example, something I told is about the pilar. Pilar in magic. What is pilar in magic? Pilar is what the spectator remember about one trick. If I ask you, tell me what is the triumph trick? You tell me, okay, triumph trick is a spectator taking a card, a spectator lost the card, magician shuffle face up and face down, magician snap the finger, and all cards face down except the shoes card. This is, yes or yes, the 5 pilar where the spectator need to remember the trick. If you're using the chaos, you destroy one of these pilar, the trick don't exist. The spectator don't feel the trick. The spectator don't understand the trick. Then, you can use the chaos, but in every pilar. How the spectator take the card is possible a chaotic. It's possible a spectator look a card, it's possible a spectator say stop, or a spectator doesn't matter. How you shuffle face up and face down, you can do many, many things, but never destroy the pillars. Because if what is ambiguity is the pilar, okay, a spectator don't understand the trick. If the spectator don't understand, a spectator don't feel. If spectator don't feel, the magic don't exist. But this is a very little theory about that. Of course, we are talking, I can talk about chaos hours and hours and hours and hours.
Talking for hours, you're about to start your month of teaching with the Vanishing Ink Masterclass live. What can people expect, Dani?
I don't know exactly the content, but I know, like before I tell you, I know the message. Always, doesn't matter if I talk about a trick, if I talk about a technique, or if I talk about theory. The message in every of my lectures or masterclass is I talk about spectators. To try to make the impossible in the spectator feeling, in the spectator sensation. For that, I need to use many, many weapons more far than the technique, more far than the double leaf or the and in this case, in this weapon, I can tell you about emotion, about naturality, about it's possible psychology forcing, but not only psychology, not only forcing. It's possible about a self-working technique. It's possible about, but what I talk is about psychology. This is the more important thing, psychology. And when I talk about psychology, I am talking about spectators, because the psychology of me, I know me. Then the more important is I try in every masterclass, every time you are near and near and near from spectators, for to make no impossible thing in the table, for to make impossible thing in the heart of the spectator. This is the more important thing. You know, always I say, for me, magic, spectator divide in 3 parts. The 3 different sensations. One is the rational part, sensitive part, and emotional part. The rational part is when the spectator say, I don't know how. Sensitive part is when the spectator say, wow, I am very lucky to be here because I feel happy. And emotional part is when the spectator say, no way, shit, this is impossible. In every lesson, this is what I try to talk about. Sometimes talking about psychology, not psychology, sometimes talking about trick, another time talking about technique, another time talking about doesn't matter. But always, this is like a funnel, okay? And the final is only, the last drop is a spectator. And every of my talk, I am talking about spectator. Doesn't matter what is the weapon, technique, structure, emotion, naturality. I don't care, but always talking about a spectator. And this is what we talked about in this masterclass. Sometimes with technique, another time with tricks, another time with philosophy, another time with psychology rules, another time, but always about spectators.
So, what level of magician is it aimed at? Do you think?
Everybody, because this is not something. This is psychology. So, if I tell you 2 plus 2 is 4, I don't care if you are a doctor in mathematical. Everybody need to know. Everybody need to understand 2 plus 2 is 4. And this is what I try to do here. 2 plus 2 is 4 because the psychology thing is an obvious thing. For example, if I put a tag very, very near to me, a spectator feel this is an object is important. If I put a tag far than me, a spectator feel this object is not under my control. And if this object I put a little like so, a spectator feel, now I am talking about chaos, a spectator feel you don't care this object. This is obvious. This is 2 plus 2 is 4. Then, doesn't matter how long you are in magic. This is something you need to know because everything is how the spectator brain work. This is not a palming and now cover and now you need to practice from the mirror years. No, this is a little more than that. This is how the brain of a spectator work. Because this is not only for magic. It is for everything in the life. Mm. For example, the words I use. If I tell you, you remember you shuffle and cut the deck. If my word is and you cut the deck and I finish what you cut the deck, the focus go to the cut. If I say reverse, you remember you cut the deck and you shuffle the deck. Spectator say I shuffle. I don't remember if I shuffle. And if I say you remember you shuffle and you cut, spectator say I cut. I don't remember if I cut. So depend what we say, a spectator put the focus in one thing or another thing. This is 2 plus 2 is 4. This is the obviously thing. This is how the brain of the spectator work. And doesn't matter what is your level. Always it's important you understand who is from than you when you are doing magic.
Yeah.
This is the more important because you do magic from persons.
Yeah. Well, I very much am looking forward to you teaching me that 2 plus 2 is 4 in whatever means you see fit. Dani, we're out of time, but we always end the show with 4 quick questions. Are you ready? Your favourite pizza topping?
I love the ham pizza.
Your favourite movie?
I am very classic. I love Back to the Future.
Your favourite person or people who make music?
I have many because I live in the south of Spain where the flamenco is important. Mm-hmm. My family is flamenco family. For example, they play. This is why I ask you if you play guitar. One of them is Paco de Lucia.
Oh, yes, Paco I know Paco. I know his music. Yes. And Juan Martin, I like a lot as well. Mm-hmm. And final question, who would you rather fight? One massive Andy Gladwin or 100 tiny Joshua Jays?
With one of these two,
mm-hmm. Yes.
With both at the same time.
Ooh.
Because I can.
Well, that's fighting talk, Dani. Fighting talk.
¿Cómo se dice pelear, Javi? I fight with this spectator who want to know everything, but not fight physicality. I love to fight intellectuality with this spectator.
Well, Dani DaOrtiz, thank you so much for your time, and everybody that's listening should go along to vanishinginkmagic.com/masterclass and sign up for Dani's 2 plus 2 equals 4. Dani, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very, very, very much to you.